What's up, guys? It is Chris back with another watch unboxing. Today we have a very weird, very quirky, very cool watch in for an unboxing. Before I get into it though, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. So Ganymede actually sent this watch in for review. I do not need to return it. This is a very different watch, a very different micro brand. They actually funded on Kickstarter. They're making a very high quality product, and it is actually a very weird way of telling time. You can see it's a interesting shape. The case of watch is actually very interesting. Here it just gives you information of where to go to get information and instructions, how to use the watch and things like that. Something you'll actually, if you bought this watch, you will actually need this. Most watches just toss it aside. You will need to figure out how to use this watch or look up a video like this to figure out how to use this watch, because it is a very interesting watch and it's also a very hard watch to tell time on, I will be honest. Here is the watch, and you can see this has sort of a rectangular case and has rounded edges. This is in a PVD color. It's a PVD bronze color. They have a few different colors that they're making, a gold, a black, a stainless steel. This gets a sapphire crystal on the front and back. This gets an NH35A. The front sapphire crystal is actually a little bit domed or boxed, I guess you could call it. And then it has a little polished edge around it, sort of like a bezel. Screw down crown, 100 meters water resistance. That crown is actually signed. I mentioned you could see the movement from the back. I'll do a close-up of the back. There's just a little information on there as well. Double deployant, and that double deployant is also PVD coated in that bronze color. It's entirely matte except for that little ring around that sapphire crystal. Wire lugs, a really nice high quality leather strap. I don't think it's Horween, but it's like a distressed leather. Looks very nice. Now, a very interesting way of telling time on here, and I find it very interesting because a lot of brands who make watches like this don't decide to use an automatic movement. However, they did, which is nice. This gets a ghost date position because it is an NH35A that they've used, so keep that in mind. And when I pull it out, you can see there is a hand there. It moves back and forth. So those hands, there are 4 different hands. You can see as I turn, there's a blue hand, there's an orange hand, and then there's another lighter orange hand, and then there's that little blue hand, and then that orange hand again. So you can see as I move the hands, that hand moves across the dial, and that dial is vertical. And when it's pointing to a number, the hand actually corresponds to the dial, the number color. So in other words, if it's orange, it will point to only the orange color indices on the actual dial. So then when it comes to that light orange, it'll point to the light orange. When it comes to that blue, it will point to only the blue. And then there is a little white hand that you can see. I'm not sure if you could see it. I will do close-ups. And that little white hand will point to only the white indices. So essentially, you're not going to get a very, very accurate reading of the time, especially, and I'll show you, like this is 11:30. Well, excuse me, that's 11, and now once that white hand, the little orange hand comes in, that's 11:30. So you could see 11 o'clock, it just points to 11 o'clock. When it gets to 11:15, it's more of a guess that it's 11:15, so you're never going to get something that's extremely accurate. You're never going to get an extremely accurate movement reading on the movement with these hands. That's kind of one of the reasons why I would say this is not going to be your only watch. This is not going to be your daily watch. This is something for someone who collects, someone like me who likes watches, has a ton of watches, that wants something that's out of the ordinary. And this is definitely something out of the ordinary. It's a conversation starter, something very interesting. I'll do close-ups, as I mentioned, of the dial in different positions, and I'll say what time it is on the screen so you can see how this actually works. 100 meters water resistance, a very interesting watch. I think it's something kind of avant-garde, very different. and out of the ordinary. But very quickly, I will throw it on my wrist, and I'll give you some sizes on this as well. It's not going to wear huge, obviously. 34 millimeters across. I think it's 49.5 millimeters, but that's including those wire lugs. 13.5 millimeters thick. 18 millimeters on the strap. You do get quick deployment on the strap itself. Sapphire on the front and back. So it's 316L stainless steel, and you have a bunch of different choices in the case colors. Right now, I think only 2 are available on their website, but they're coming out with a bunch of other ones, and then some leather options and canvas strap options. So very quickly, today I am wearing the Waltham Blancpain 50 Fathoms or Bathyscaphe. I have this on a Strapco bracelet or strap, just a suede strap on here. Awesome watch. Super excited. I'm going to be doing a video about that pretty soon. So this actually wears very nicely. That 34 millimeters is kind of deceiving because it is a tonneau shape style case. So it does wear very nicely, very actually pretty big on my wrist, that 49 millimeters. Not big, but substantial on my wrist. And it's 13 millimeters thick. Sits very nicely. A very interesting watch. You wear this watch, you're going to get a lot of compliments and comments on it. That sapphire crystal looks really good, especially from the side view. You can see it like jets out a little bit. Just an interesting watch, and from an interesting brand. Now this comes in at $425, so it is not cheap, but I feel like they put a lot of thought into this watch. The automatic movement, you get the sapphire crystal. Again, a very interesting sort of curved case, all stainless steel, PVD coated. You get the PVD coated buckle. Screw down crown, 100 meters water resistance. It's a very interesting, definitely interesting watch, especially considering it's $425. So they've put a lot of effort into designing the watch. The only criticisms I would have is that it's very difficult to tell the time, especially if you're just going to glance at the watch. Because the dial is so small, it's also vertical, and sometimes, unless it's that big orange hand or that second large hand, it's very difficult to tell the time. You definitely need to look at the watch to tell the time. It's not something that you can instantly tell at a glance. But anyway, tell me what you guys think of this watch in the comments below. I really want to hear from you guys. I like to bring you guys as many interesting watches as I can. I think this is a very interesting watch at a pretty decent price with something that is kind of interesting at the same time. Out of the ordinary, something that you don't see every day. Please also don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel and I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It does not cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.